2,000 years ago, Roman gladiators walked into the Colosseum knowing they were about to die. Their final words to Caesar became the title of one of the greatest rock songs ever written. And the cannons that made it iconic were accidentally inspired by a royal wedding. The story starts in ancient Rome. Before a gladiator fight to the death, prisoners would face Caesar and shout the Latin phrase Ave Caesar morituri te salutant. Translated, it means, Hail Caesar, we who are about to die, salute you. Angus Young read those words in a book about Roman gladiator games and immediately thought they might fit a song. Malcolm Young's reaction when Angus first sang the phrase was reportedly, "Wait, what is he on?" Then Angus got all the words in over the riff, and Malcolm stopped asking questions. The album was recorded in Paris in the summer of 1981, the follow-up to Back in Black, one of the best-selling albums in human history. The pressure on the band was enormous. Back in Black had sold over 10 million copies in its first year. Producer Mutt Lange, the same man behind Back in Black, returned for a third and final time to produce the record. The band first tried recording in an abandoned factory outside Paris. The sound was wrong. They moved to a rehearsal space on the outskirts of the city and finally got what they needed. Then came the moment that changed the entire song. July 29, 1981. The band was cutting early recordings of For Those About to Rock when someone in the next room turned on the television. The wedding of Prince Charles and Princess Diana was being broadcast live. Artillery cannons were being fired in celebration outside St. Paul's Cathedral in London. The sound came through the walls of the studio. The band stopped playing, looked at each other, and decided immediately that cannons were going in the song. What started as a 2,000-year-old Roman execution ritual became permanently linked to the most watched royal wedding in British history, all because of a television in the next room. The album For Those About to Rock, We Salute You was released on November 23, 1981. It became AC/DC's first ever #1 album in the United States. Back in Black had peaked at number 4. This one went all the way. For the tour that followed, AC/DC brought 12 full-sized replica military cannons onto the stage, firing them live during the song every single night. Originally, they used 21 smaller cannons that created enormous amounts of sparks. Brian Johnson later revealed in a Q magazine interview that the cannons regularly burned him during performances, with horrible sparks falling on his shoulders during every single show. He described watching Malcolm Young leap off the ground from a burning amber, hitting him in the back of his shirt, and never once stopped playing. Real gunpowder, real burns. Every night. The music video was AC/DC's first to receive significant airplay on MTV, which had launched just a few months before the album came out. Filmed live at 2 concerts in Landover, Maryland, it was the first time millions of American fans saw Angus Young shredding on stage, Brian Johnson in full voice, and full-size cannons firing into a crowd. For Those About to Rock has closed almost every AC/DC concert since 1981. Over 40 years of shows, ending the same way every single time. Cannons, gunpowder, and a gladiator salute written 2,000 years before rock and roll existed.